And the guy I think can have a real big breakout is Mo Wiley Cox. The sophomore has a chance to be really talented. At 16 is San Diego State. I do not disagree with that at all. San Diego State have a chance to go far in the tournament with Winston Shepard at the helm. Really talented team that has a real chance to go far. So that'll be interesting to see. At 17 is the defending national champions, the UConn Huskies. I think the UConn has a team to be really talented. I think Daniel Hamilton will be one of the more underrated freshmen in the country in terms of what he can produce this year as a scoring guard with UConn. Rodney Purvis obviously is eligible, and he has a chance to make a really big impact in terms of what he can do in his first season as a Husky. And other guys, Amita Brima did not score much last year. Really, really talented defensive player who can really make an impact. And then obviously Ryan Boatwright is here, and junior college transfer Sam Cassell Jr. has a chance to put up double-digit points. At 18, Michigan State, Brendan Dawson, man, he is a really, really skilled player that I think has a chance to be really good. Travis Trice, I thought Kenny Kaminsky was going to make an impact this year, but he got kicked off the team. He's at University of Ohio University now. So that's a loss. No, was it Kenny Kaminsky? I'm pretty sure it was Kenny Kaminsky that kicked off the team, went to University of Ohio University. So let me check on that real quick. But anyway, that's a big loss. Yes, it was Kenny Kaminsky who got dismissed from the team. And Gary Harris obviously gone too. I forgot about that. At 19, Oklahoma, Bahamian-born guard Buddy Hield is the guy to watch out for the Oklahoma Sooners. Definitely a really skilled guard that has a chance to go far for Oklahoma, a team that I would pick to finish 5th in the Big 12. I think that just shows the depth of the Big 12. So you know what? I'm going to give Big 12 predictions right now since I'm here. Since I'm talking about the Big 12. First off, I'm going to say Kansas, and then I'm going to say Kansas State. Kansas State, I just think Marcus Foster is really, really good. He is I don't know how he fell so under the radar as a recruit. He is super, super good. And, this team has a lot of talent outside of him. So I think Kansas State has a chance to go really far this year. I know it's an unpopular opinion. It's not a team a lot of people are picking, but maybe I'm wrong. But I want to be able to come back in March and see this team as a 3 or 4 seed, maybe even higher, 2 or 3, and say, I told you so. I saw this team coming. I definitely think this is my surprise team of the season. At 3rd, as I said, I would put Iowa State. I think Georges Niang is a really good player, and this is going to be a team that's going to go far. 4th is Texas. I'm not as high on them as a lot of the experts are, but then again, I'm not an expert. I'm just a high school kid who likes to talk about basketball. 5th, Oklahoma. Really good team with a lot of talent. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a stand on the tournament. 6th is another team I think can make the tournament, Baylor Bears. Ranked high in the KenPom rankings from what I saw, even after all their losses, so that'll be interesting to see how they recover. 7th, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is a tough team to gauge because of the losses that they've got, but LeBron Nash is back, and that team can win games just off of his talent. And then 8th is a team that's also led by one guy, Juwan Staten, but I don't think the talent around him is very good. So West Virginia, I don't think is a tournament team. They lost Aaron Harris to Michigan State, so that's a huge loss. And I think had Aaron Harris still been there, I think the team could have finished in the top half of the Big 12. But he decided to transfer, so that's just how it goes. 9 is Texas Tech. I really don't know too much about Texas Tech's team, except that they're not very good. And the same goes for TCU, who's sitting at 12, who has won, I think, 1 conference game since they joined the Big 12, which was obviously a football-related move. And as the football season this year is shaping out, I just got an alert on my phone a little while ago that TCU is in the top 4 of the college football playoff rankings, so obviously the move for football has worked out well. The move for basketball is still a little bit behind. Back to the rankings. At 20 is Ohio State. D'Angelo Russell, man, he is a talented scorer. After 10 years, Aaron Kraft is finally gone from college, and I know I'm beating a dead horse with that joke, but it really does feel like he was in college for 10 years. So he's gone. At 21, Nebraska, Teran Petaway, really, really good player. He's really under the radar. Maybe he's not flying under the radar. Maybe this Nebraska team is flying under the radar a little bit. They could definitely finish in the top 4 of the Big 10 again. Tim Miles is obviously a really good coach who's going to lead this team to a lot. 22 is SMU. Even as a UConn fan, I'm going to be honest, I would not be surprised at all to see SMU win the conference title. Marcus Kennedy is really good. just imagine, and Nick Moore obviously is really good, but just imagine how good this team would have been if Emmanuel Mudiay had decided to come. And I've heard a lot of, oh, he did it for the money. I think it's the whole Prime Prep Academy thing, and that Prime Prep wasn't going to get their guys academically eligible. There was a freshman from Monmouth University who I'm looking up the name right now, who was recently ruled ineligible from the it's Micah Seaborn, who was ruled ineligible, one of the most talented freshmen to go to Monmouth University in West Long Branch, New Jersey, a school not too far from where I am, in southwestern Connecticut. So he's a pretty good, one of the best recruits to ever go to Monmouth, a 3-star guy from Prime Prep, and he just wasn't ruled eligible, and that's what a lot of people think was the case with Mudiay too, is that he wouldn't have been ruled eligible due to his grades. Back to, whoops, I just hit my desk, so sorry, I apologize if that was a loud sound that my mic might have picked up. 23 is Syracuse. This is not the same Syracuse team we're used to seeing, definitely, but and they're not going to start 25-0 again. I think that's pretty much indefinite. But they're still talented. Chris McCullough, I saw him play at Brewster Academy also, but then he got kicked off and went to IMG, so I didn't get to see him there. And then Caleb Joseph I saw play at Cushing Academy, so he's a really talented guy. Rakeem Christmas and DeJuan Coleman are two guys, to keep your eyes on. But that team definitely, Syracuse, they're not the same Syracuse team as they were last year. They're still a top 25 team that's going to make some noise. 24, Michigan, Karis LeVert. He is going to break out this year. I'll make this bold prediction. He'll lead the Big Ten in scoring over Frank Kaminsky. Karis LeVert is going to lead this team. Derek Walton's going to be good. This team is going to go very far in the tournament. I think they're much better than the 24th ranked team. I would put them more in the 15 to 20 range, probably around 15 or 16. I think Michigan are very underrated in the media, and I think they're one of the best teams in the Big Ten. 25th, there's a tie, Harvard and Utah. I'm not usually a big fan of putting mid-major teams into a preseason poll, and I don't think this Harvard team is actually as good as they were last year, with the losses of guys like, who was it that graduated? There's a couple of guys that left, like Laurent Rivard and Brandon Curry and Kyle Casey. So I don't think this team is as good as last year, but they definitely have a chance to be good. I think Zeno Edosomwan, who I got to see play when he was in high school, I think he came over here to play for a little bit. He was at NMH, Northern Mount Herman, so I did get to see him play. Is a really talented player, but I don't really agree with the top 25 ranking for Harvard. I think they're a talented team, but are they, I don't even know if they're the best mid-major team, honestly, if I'm not considering Wichita State a mid-major. And then the team I would have put 25th is Utah. The Utes obviously are led by Delon Wright, younger brother of, he's some NBA player, forgetting his name, but he's a Wright also. Delon Wright's a do-it-all guard who really gets it done for the Utes. And that wraps up the top 25, and that's going to about wrap it up for this show. That's pretty much going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll be back next week, next either Sunday or Monday, the 16th or the 17th, pending approval from the iTunes and everything. Even if not, I'll be uploading this to Spreaker.com so you can listen to it. So that'll be a lot to talk about next week before the big games kick off on Monday to Tuesday for the ESPN Tip-Off Marathon, which I will be getting no sleep that night. And I'll be getting up bright and early on Friday when the day of the season starts, if this doesn't come out till then, to watch Texas Southern versus Eastern Washington, a game of two teams that are probably not going to make the tournament, but it'll still be exciting. So thanks guys for tuning in, and I'll just leave you with this.